To get up north, we first had to go to Cusco, where you rise 3,000 meters on the famed Manu Road, which is a 6-hour trip to Cusco. We then ended up in the airport on a flight to northern Peru to a city called Cajamarca, where we had a little baño experience.
Okay, so we're in Cajamarca. It's obviously, as you can see, dark. We're like, oh, we'll just go to the hot springs because there's this famous hot springs, as you can see here, which, you know, change room, public space. Nope, no, not at all. There's like 19 options, all in Spanish. We have no idea what's going on. We bought tickets, still really had no idea what's going on. So what's going on is we have tickets, and it's all numbered. And then when it's your turn, you go into your own private room, which has like a step-down well, hey?
Yeah.
But it's empty when you get in there.
Yeah.
There's a cursory cleaning, and then all of a sudden the water we don't even know how the water comes on yet. But we hear water rushing, and then you get 30 minutes with your family to go and sit in some hot water, and it drains somehow. We also don't know that. So we're learning a lot here. It's pretty random, but everyone's got their own little hot springs. So here's how they do hot springs in northern Peru.
And are you still playing?
Yeah.
So the reason this place is important is because this is where the kings came. So the last real king of the Incas, what was his name?
Atahualpa.
Atahualpa. He would come here and bathe, and only the kings were allowed to. Common people weren't allowed to bathe here. And in fact, he was here when he made this plan with the Spanish to go meet them. And then he was captured in this city.
By Pizarro.
By Pizarro. He was captured here, held prisoner. He said, okay, I'll give you gold, silver, whatever you want. And they said, okay, then we'll release you. So they gave him the gold and silver, and then they killed him anyway. So this was like the last place that he bathed. And I guess then the Spanish probably took it over after that.
Anyway.
And so now here we are.
Well, you know how it goes.
This is a picture of the actual natural hot springs where the kings probably bathed. And then this picture is the more modern version. This is where we had our own private little hot spring room.
In this photo, we're playing cards on the ground while waiting for the bus to Salinden. Once we got to Salinden, we took a truck and on a very bumpy road.
We're on quite the road, hiking this mountainside. We're between a town called Salinden and a town called Bamba. This is the only road between those two parts of this country. It is northern Peru, yes. This is day 2 in northern Peru after flying into Cajamarca. Last night was the Baños. Today it's the cliff-hugging mountain road.
You show them camping?
Not a bad view.
That was the good part of the road. The next part was even worse. So we got cozy.
Alright, here's a video for all you Larch Hills Edgar Road drivers. You'll appreciate this. This is the, instead of being an FSR leading to a ski hill, this is the main highway leading from one main town to another up in the Andes in northern Peru. And instead of doing this for whatever, 5 or 6 kilometers, which is the Edgar Road stretch, this is kilometer number 100 and how many kilometers do we have to go? 20? So this is kilometer 124 of this road.
4 hours.
And it's been 4 hours of this, so we're thankful to be in a solid Toyota pickup truck right now.
And we have a very good driver.
And a fantastic driver. Anyway, just thinking of all you people back home and thought you might enjoy a little taste of northern Peru from your spine on up.
After that very long bumpy road, we finally got to Bamba. And there they have this museum that really nicely lays out all the eras of civilizations that have lived in this part of the world. And they also, in 1997, uncovered 200 mummies from the Chachapoyas people. And these mummies date back to around the time that the Egyptians were making mummies. They're real people, and they keep them in this climate-controlled room. It was really neat to see, although everything was in Spanish, we used Google Translate on our phones to learn all about how they made these mummies. We also learned about this, which is called quipu. So the Inca didn't have a form of writing, but instead they used these knotted ropes. And then we took another form of transport to get to the next town called Nuevo Tingo, where we discovered they were having a week-long festival.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
Where are we?
We're in Nuevo Tingo.
Oh, and what's happening?
Some girls are dancing in the school. Including the daughter of the place we're staying at.
The festival of the year, I think, here.
And of course they're playing a lot of music.
That night for dinner, we went out to eat at a cozy Peruvian restaurant, and we knew they served guinea pigs, so we actually got some to try. It was very interesting. They just sawed it right down the middle and gave it to us with some rice and potatoes. Up here, we're still on the very dry western slope of the Andes Mountains in Peru, so they have plants like these amazing flowers that are just so colorful and come in many different colors. And they also have lots of cactus, big and small and round and tall. I didn't mean to rhyme that. That's okay, that's good. And then the next day we went to Coilap, which is the whole reason we came here, and we got to go on this super cool cable car across valleys.
Okay, here we go. So this cable car is saving us 6 hours of hiking? Is that what the word is?
Yeah, at least.
Wow, it's so smooth.
Pretty fancy.
It's very smooth.
Quite the valley we're in.
It's so quiet.
Yeah, it is.
It's brand new. They said on the bus announcement this is the first cable car in Peru.
In Peru. Mm-hmm.
And they are ready. So Machu Picchu is so many people
Even
that
that
visit
was
all the
smooth.
time, and Coilap does not yet. But they're expecting people to discover it. And so they're building the infrastructure before the people get here.
I think we would have been with about 2,000 people at Machu Picchu, and so far ahead of us there are 10 people. So we're 14 altogether that are arriving at 9 o'clock at Coilap.
Even those little bumpy thingies are smooth. That silver star, they're like really bumpy.
Early on in the research for this big trip, about a year and a half ago, we came across this site called Coilap. It's a pre-Incan site up in the mountains, and basically is the whole reason why we created a multi-day stop in the northern part of this country. It was really interesting to see Incan ruins down near Cusco, and then coming up here to the Chachapoyas area to see some different kinds of ruins. Enjoy the tour.
This is the village of Coilap, well, the ruins of Coilap. Way up on the top of the hill. We took a cable car to get here. And these round structures are houses. Everybody lived in these round houses. So this house would have been for one family. And, oh, here, I'll zoom out. Oh, that's better. Okay, so the hole in the middle is the drain. In the time of water, he said, there'd be lots of water, and so it would all drain out of there. This is the door. You'd come in here. And then over there, I think that's the kitchen, he said, where you'd cook. And then, oh, this one you can't really see, but where those rocks are, underneath it, there would be a hollowed out space, and that's where they would keep their guinea pigs, because that's what they would eat. And then on top is where they would sleep. And they would have a couple windows, and then the roof would be made out of grass. And this is, Coilap dates from before the Incas, so this would have been about between 400, I think he said, and 1200 AD. I'll check those dates. Oh, there's my family, looking at birds. Here's another house. This is a big village, or town rather. My understanding from PSAC is that the Pre-Incan and the Incan people lived up here on the hilltops, and when the Spanish came, they, looted it all and forced them to flee or live down in the valley bottom, but their original preference was to live up on the top of hills. And we are on the top of a hill that's in the middle of about 3 valleys. Cuelap is an archaeological site that hasn't really yet been discovered by tourists. So like Machu Picchu gets like thousands and thousands of visitors every day, and we've got this all to ourselves. It's pretty awesome. But they are expecting tourists because they have built a cable car that's really nice. It's the first cable car in Peru. Oh, there's a vulture. There, see it? Black vulture. They built a cable car and a really nice road, really nice bus. Like, their infrastructure is awesome. And the tourist center is still being built, so they are ready for the tourists to come. We'd recommend it. This is awesome.
And in case you couldn't picture it, here is an artist's rendition of what the thatched roof house would look like when completed.
Okay, here's a big house, which I don't know if that means these people were richer or just this house hasn't broken down as much. But this is a good one for showing where they would have kept the guinea pigs, in this little area that's fenced in. Whoops. Sorry. And the roofs were made out of straw. Some of the houses, though, are quite broken down, like this one over here, that just kind of looks like a bit of a trough. We did ask, of course it was in our stilted Spanish, if they were rebuilding these walls, and they said, no, these are original. But I wonder, I also then saw some people kind of rebuilding in the original way, like with mud.
So at 3,023 meters above sea level, Cuelap is a little bit lower than Cusco, but we are still way up there in the Andes Mountains. At this point, we're getting pretty good at going up and down stairs at elevation. Amazing to see some of the rock carvings they did because they used such soft stones, and amidst some stones are these amazing ocean creatures.
After that, we took another bus to a little town called Chachapoyas. It was very clean and nice. We got really good ice cream there. And we stayed in this nice colonial hostel hotel thingy.
Here we are, heading out of Peru. We took yet another bus that was absolutely piled mountain high with all sorts of stuff on the top. We thought for sure it was going to flip us over, but we survived. Then we took another bus to the border town of La Balsa between Peru and Ecuador. And this marks the end of our time in Peru. We loved it.